If you are listening to this right now, feeling tired, broken, or lost inside, then this message is for you. This is not an accident. You didn't find this by chance. Somewhere deep within your story, Jesus wanted you to hear this. And right now, in this very moment, He is whispering to your heart, I never left you, not even when you felt completely alone. There was a young man who once believed that life would be simple. He had dreams, small but meaningful. He believed in love, in friendship, in loyalty. He trusted people easily, and he thought that if he stayed kind, the world would be kind to him too. For a while, everything felt right. There were people around him who laughed with him, who supported him, who made him feel like he mattered. But life doesn't always stay the same. Slowly, without warning, things began to change. The people who once stood beside him started drifting away. Conversations became shorter. Efforts became one-sided. He tried harder, gave more, cared more, but it never felt enough. And one day, he realized something painful. He was the only one trying to hold everything together. Then came the moment that broke him. The one person he trusted the most, the one he believed would never leave, walked away. No explanation, no closure, just silence. And that silence echoed in his mind every single day. He kept asking himself what he did wrong. He replayed every memory, every conversation, trying to find the mistake that caused everything to fall apart. Nights became his worst enemy. He would lie awake, staring at the ceiling, his thoughts louder than ever. The pain wasn't just emotional anymore. It felt physical, like something heavy was pressing on his chest. He wanted to cry, but sometimes even tears refused to come out. That's how deep the pain was. He stopped sharing his feelings. He stopped opening up, because every time he trusted someone, they left. So he built walls around himself. He smiled in front of people, laughed when he had to, but inside he was falling apart. One night, everything changed. He sat alone in the dark with no distractions, no noise, no one around, just him and his thoughts. And for the first time in a long time, he looked up and spoke honestly, not to people, not to the world, but to Jesus. Jesus, if you are real, if you can hear me, please help me. I don't have the strength anymore. I'm tired of being strong. I'm tired of pretending that I'm okay. There was no immediate answer, no miracle, no sudden change. But something shifted. A quiet feeling entered his heart. Not loud, not overwhelming, but gentle and real. It was peace, a kind of peace he hadn't felt in a long time. And then, deep inside, he felt a whisper. I am here. I was always here. In your pain, in your silence, in your broken moments. He didn't understand it completely, but for the first time, he didn't feel alone. The next morning, nothing outside had changed. The same problems were there. The same people were gone. The same pain still existed. But something inside him was different. He felt a little stronger, not completely healed, not completely okay, but stronger than yesterday. Days passed. Some days were better, some days were worse. There were moments when he wanted to give up again, moments when the pain came rushing back like a wave. But every time he felt like drowning, he remembered that whisper. I am with you. Slowly, he started rebuilding himself. Not in big, dramatic ways, but in small, quiet steps. He forced himself to get up, even when he didn't want to. He tried again, even after failing. He started focusing on himself instead of chasing people who didn't stay. It wasn't easy. There were setbacks. There were days when he felt like he was going backward, but he didn't quit. And that made all the difference. He began to understand something powerful. The pain he was going through wasn't there to destroy him. It was there to shape him. It was teaching him lessons he would have never learned otherwise. He learned how to be alone without feeling lonely. He learned how to value himself without needing validation from others. He learned how to trust God even when life didn't make sense. And slowly, his life began to change. Not overnight, not suddenly, but step by step. He found new opportunities, small at first but meaningful. He met new people, not many, but real ones. People who stayed, people who understood. But the biggest change wasn't around him. It was within him. He was no longer the same person who depended on others for happiness. He was no longer the same person who broke every time someone left. He was stronger, calmer, more grounded. And one day, he realized something that shocked him. The same pain that once broke him made him stronger. The same loneliness that once scared him taught him independence. The same silence that once hurt him became the place where he heard God the most. He started thanking Jesus not just for the blessings, but also for the struggles. Because without the struggles, he would have never grown. Without the pain, he would have never changed. Without the breaking, he would have never become stronger. Life still wasn't perfect. There were still challenges. There were still difficult days, but now he faced them differently. He didn't panic. He didn't lose himself, because he knew he wasn't alone. And then something beautiful happened. Success started coming into his life. Not just in the form of money or recognition, but in the form of peace, in the form of confidence, in the form of self-respect. He started achieving things he once thought were impossible. He started becoming the person he once dreamed of being. But this time it was different. He didn't chase success to fill a void. He attracted success because he was already whole. And deep inside, he knew the truth. It wasn't just his effort. It was God working in his life. It was Jesus guiding him, protecting him, shaping him, even when he didn't realize it. And today, if you are feeling the same pain, the same confusion, the same loneliness, then listen carefully. Your story is not over. This is not the end. This pain you are feeling right now, it has a purpose. You may not understand it today. You may not see the reason right now. But one day, everything will make sense. One day, you will look back at this moment and realize that this was the moment that changed you. This was the moment that made you stronger. This was the moment that brought you closer to God. So don't give up, even if it hurts, even if it feels impossible, even if you feel like you have nothing left, because Jesus is still with you. Right now, in your pain, in your silence, in your struggle, He is working behind the scenes, preparing you for something greater, something bigger than you can imagine. And one day, when everything falls into place, you will understand why it had to be this way, why you had to go through this, why you had to feel this pain. Until then, hold on, trust Him, and keep going, because your breakthrough is closer than you think.